We walked to the waiting area to sign in. It was just chit-chat. People couldn't believe we weren't nervous, that we weren't pacing. We just sat, we laughed, we talked. Melissa was supposed to take a dialysis treatment that morning. We walked up to the dialysis center and they weren't open, so we went on to the surgery waiting room. They took us there to wait. So we waited in there. Melissa and I just talked, just like any other time. I said, Melissa, it's gonna be okay. And she was worried about me. I was worried about Melissa. She was worried about me. And I said, Melissa, I'm gonna be okay because I have to go in first. They took me in first. Well, they called me to take me back. And we just hugged each other. And I said, Melissa, it's almost time. It's gonna be all right. So they take me back and they start getting me ready. While I'm back there, they take her to her dialysis treatment. So I don't get to see her again. But her sister Rachel is there, Marcus is there. So they're running back and forth to let us know what's going on. They'd come sit with me, they'd go sit with Melissa. And they would let us know, Mama, she's okay. They let Melissa know, Melissa, Mama's okay. They're getting her ready. And then my family shows up, my brothers and sisters. And I come from a very large family. But everyone in this area showed up, and they all come to my room where I was waiting to go into surgery. And I was like, what are you doing here? But that goes back to being Chickasaw, I think. If it affects one, it affects all of them. And they all showed up, and we talked, and my little sister Dee came up. She said, aren't you nervous? She said, I'm so nervous. And I said, no, I'm not. I said, we are ready to have this done. I said, I'm worried about Melissa. She said, oh, Melissa's sitting up in bed laughing. She said, her and Rachel are in there laughing. And I said, well, I'm glad. I didn't get to see Melissa before I went in. So they took me back, and I was in for 6 hours. And they take me in, and they start my procedure. And when they get the kidney out, they take Melissa into her procedure, and we're next to each other. So when they're about finished with mine, they take her in. The transplant, to me, was very natural because she is my daughter. I am her mom. She's not my responsibility. I don't look at it as a responsibility, but as a mother, I am to look out for her. And that's what I've done my whole life. I've looked after Melissa. Her whole life, I've looked after her and her brother and sister. So it's a very natural thing. She's my daughter. She should have my kidney. It's just like giving birth to her again. You know, she gets to live a full, living, fulfilling life. She is not restricted to where every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday she is on a machine for 4.5 hours. She doesn't miss being with her son. So it was a very natural thing for her to have my kidney. I looked at it as just another way of giving her life